Oh.
Book 12, The Sorcerer's Apprentice. Once there was a very great sorcerer who had a magic hat. He could do many wonderful things with his magic hat. He could point his fingers at a butterfly and the magic will turn the butterfly into a cat. He would point his fingers at a red flower, and the magic will turn the red flower into blue. He would point his fingers at a red bird, and the red bird would disappear. He could make the bird appear again by saying some magic words. Abracadabra, Bristol, and the bird would appear again. And the sorcerer had a helper named Mickey. Mickey swept the floor with a broom. He washed the walls with a brush, and he chopped the wood with an axe, and he carried the sorcerer's magic books from one room to another. Mickey bring buckets up the stairs and go to the well, fill up the buckets with water and come down the stairs with the bucket full of water. At the end of each day, Mickey felt very tired. If I had the sorcerer's magic hat, he thought, I wouldn't have to work anymore. He said to himself. If I had the sorcerer's magic hat, he thought, I wouldn't have to work. One day, the sorcerer went out without his magic hat. Mickey thought, if he's not wearing his hat must be here. And Mickey saw the hat. He reached for the hat and put it on his head. He saw his old broom sitting next to the floor. I'll try my magic on that broom, he said. He pointed his fingers at the broom and said, move! And the broom started to move. The broom grew 2 feet and 2 arms. Mickey said, pick up the buckets, and the broom picked up the buckets. Mickey said, bring the buckets up the stairs, and the broom bring the buckets up the stairs. And Mickey told the broom, fill up the buckets with water, and the broom filled up the buckets with water. Mickey said, bring the buckets back downstairs, and the broom bring the buckets back downstairs full of water. Mickey said, pour the water, and the broom did just what Mickey said. It poured the water. Magic is easy, Mickey said. Magic is fun. Magic is so easy. I can dance and play all day. And sit down in the sorcerer's chair and put his feet on the sorcerer's desk. And he pointed one finger at the broom and said, "Work!" And the broom started to work. And when the broom was working, Mickey fell sound asleep. He didn't know that the big bathtub was filled with water. And the broom kept on picking up the buckets and bringing the buckets up the stairs, go to the well and filling the buckets with water, and coming back downstairs with the buckets full of water, and pour the water into the bathtub. Suddenly, a big splash of water woke Mickey up. Mickey stood up. He looked around. There was water everywhere, and the water was very deep. And look, the sorcerer's chair was floating up. "Stop!" cried Mickey, but the broom didn't stop. It just kept on and on. "I know, I'm a sorcerer. I will make you stop." And he pointed his fingers at the broom and said, "Stop!" But the broom didn't stop. It just kept on and on. Mickey tried to take away one of the broom's buckets, but the broom held on tight. Just as Mickey was wondering what to do with this broom, he saw his axe. "If I can chop wood with the axe, I can chop up this broom with the axe too," Mickey said to himself. Then Mickey picked up the axe and ran after the broom. Mickey chopped up the broom into small pieces of wood. Now, he said, "Now I have to clean up all these water." But suddenly, something very strange started to happen. All the pieces of wood started to move, and all of the little pieces of wood turned into brooms. And all of the brooms picked up the buckets and going up the stairs, filling up the buckets with water and pouring it onto the floor. Mickey tried to push the door closed, but the brooms pushed it open again and walked right over Mickey. The water got deeper and deeper and deeper. It was almost over Mickey's head. Even Mickey had the sorcerer's magic hat. The sorcerer's chair floated by. Mickey's axe floated by. A pillow floated by. A bottle floated by. And suddenly, the sorcerer's magic book floated by. And Mickey quickly swam after it. Mickey grabbed the sorcerer's magic book and started looking through it. He looked page after page. Suddenly, the sorcerer came back again. He lifted up his arms and all of the brooms and buckets and water went away. Only 2 buckets and Mickey's old broom were left. The broom was just an ordinary broom without arms or legs, and it was standing by the wall, and it was just where Mickey had left it. Mickey, the sorcerer, was frowning. He was very angry at Mickey. The sorcerer looked down at Mickey. Mickey looked down at the floor. He was too ashamed. Mickey took off the sorcerer's magic hat, and then he smilingly gave the sorcerer's magic hat back to the sorcerer. And Mickey says, "Sorry, it was just a little magic trick." The sorcerer asked, "What did you learn from your little magic trick?" Mickey answered, "Well, I learned that magic isn't always easy and it isn't always fun. But there's only just one way to get the work done, and it's to do it yourself." And with that, Mickey went back to work. Thank you. Bye-bye.
What's your name?
My name is Jing.
You did a great job. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.